Hello, thank you so much for joining us in a brand new video. This time we have the unboxing of the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, and in addition we also have the Pro Photography Kit right over here. So let's get started. We're discussing Xiaomi's flagship device, which has been announced at a price of 1,499 euros for Europe. This means we are looking at a quite expensive device from this brand. Let's explore what it offers inside, and naturally, we will also examine its accessories. You have already seen on screen the reference price in other currencies to give you an idea. In this instance, it will be the version with 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. Alright, let's go ahead and take the contents out of the box to see exactly what we find inside. It's important to remember that the version arriving in Mexico might be a little different, as it seems they might include a charger there. So let's start by taking out this first envelope, which contains some basic items. For example, here we have the tool used for removing the SIM card tray, and then we also have the cable. This cable features both USB-A and USB-C connections. I find it a bit annoying that it still uses USB-A. It's quite curious to me. But anyway, here we can also see the regulatory information included. And finally, over here we have the case, which is completely transparent yet entirely rigid. Interestingly, we're not discussing a flexible case, it's just an interesting detail. Anyway, let's take it out from the packaging it comes wrapped in, and we can observe its design, which is undeniably super attractive. It keeps the same style of a mega circular module for the camera, giving it the appearance of an actual camera. In that sense, it appears quite similar to the previous generation, even though there are distinct differences. However, let's take a look at how it appears with the case on and then without the case. This way, you can share your thoughts on how you might use it. Personally, I believe the case diminishes some of its appealing aesthetics as it introduces numerous reflections. Despite this, I would certainly choose to use it without a case. And that's everything in the box, there's nothing else. However, I must mention the version arriving in Mexico might include a charger. We'll confirm that later. At least the cable is included here, but honestly, there isn't much else in the package. Even the cable doesn't appear very modern, it's rather short. It seems Xiaomi is really simplifying the packaging. Let's put all these items away and then return to thoroughly explore and understand the device. And well, we already have here configured the device. Let's get to know some of its specifications. We will find the thickness of 829 millimeters, and note that the buttons come in a rather interesting circular format. They give it a nice aesthetic touch. Also, apparently, they will have a shortcut to a special camera mode that we will analyze later. The device comes available in this black edition. But it is also offered in white, and the one that has been my absolute favorite is named Starlit Green. As you can see, it adds a touch of glitter, giving it the appearance of the galaxy and stars. It truly looks very nice. And by the way, it's worth noting that there are certain cases that also include a sort of grip, featuring small buttons in various colors, to make the most out of this device's camera format. The weight is 218.4 grams for the black and white versions, while the green version weighs 219 grams. This case retains its IP certification. Against splashes, water and dust, the manufacturer claims 6 meters for 30 minutes, so it's an IP68, slightly more advanced than usual, which is nice. The screen is 9 inches. We are talking about a remarkably wide screen with a resolution of 2608x, 1200 pixels, adaptive refresh rate from 1 to 120 Hz, and peak brightness of 30,500 nits. It will also be a 12-bit display in its color depth, so you will notice it in the gradients above all, where we will have a truly massive color accuracy. At the bottom, there is a speaker, and naturally there's also another one at the top in the earpiece area, which is used for calls. This complementary speaker helps integrate stereo sound. The front camera features 50 megapixels with autofocus and an f2.2 aperture. Here are some results. As you can see, the preview isn't well optimized. However, after processing, the photo balances lights and shadows better. With autofocus, it complements nicely. On the back, there's a 14mm ultra wide-angle camera with an f2.2 aperture. And a 50 megapixel sensor, specifically Samsung's ISOCELL JN. Then there's the 23mm main camera featuring an f1.67 aperture and optical stabilization, which integrates a massive 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor. This is the latest generation of light fusion technology. Additionally, there's a telephoto camera. So now, no bets on just two lenses, as it boasts a variable focal length ranging from 75 to 100 millimeters. This means we have variable optical zoom, a feature not seen before in Xiaomi, and it also includes a 200 megapixel sensor with a size of 1/1.4 inches. It's Samsung's isoscel HPE, a true beast. With variable focal length, it also has a variable aperture, changing slightly from f2.39 to f2.96. These lenses are all signed by Leica. Let's check out the results here. You see the 14mm ultra-wide-angle camera, giving you an idea of the main camera's look. They manage similar color and dynamic range well, especially on this overcast day. The 46mm crop still looks excellent. We then proceed to 75mm, which represents the most fundamental telephoto camera distance. With variable optical zoom, we can transition from that range up to 100mm while preserving full optical quality, because we are not referring to digital zoom. But now, if you look at, for instance, 200mm with digital zoom, it still appears incredible, with a level of detail that is nearly optical. Now consider 690mm, which would be approximately 30 times, and the level of detail appears remarkably sharp. Now, from that point onward, I believe we're going to increasingly depend on artificial intelligence. Please note in this instance, if you observe a level of detail that appears somewhat artificial and the maximum that comes is 2760 minina, it doesn't seem too bad. However, we will indeed rely on artificial intelligence. Now, let us explore what this Pro Photography Kit provides us, which could certainly add an extra and more premium touch to the overall experience when utilizing this device for photography purposes. To start off, we have this unique situation where we are able to place various rings on it. It's both rigid and entirely smooth. Inside, we have another box that contains some extra accessories. Let's first take a look at what we will find inside. There's the usual documentation that comes with any product. We won't focus too much on that. However, we also find what seems to be a small band meant for hanging. Let's consider this camera, or perhaps a cell phone designed in a camera format, which you can conveniently have hanging from your wrist. This allows you to easily use it whenever you want to take pictures or capture moments. Then we have this small grip that's going to be attached to the holster, adding a part that allows us to grip it more tightly, thanks to the wider volume. Notice that it features a texture finish. Here, we find a lock that lets us securely attach this accessory to the device. At the top, we see what we previously knew. First, there's a new, more comfortable grip for the thumb, and on the top, a small dial for adjusting parameters like exposure, among other settings. It has a quite intriguing click sound. Moreover, we have this wheel that you can slide to adjust the zoom, and the shutter button. You'll notice that it's designed with two levels, one for focusing and the other for capturing. Additionally, there's a unique button specifically for recording videos. As you can see, it includes this ring, which we can attach to the holster. Also, take note of the small indicator dot, which is quite similar to the ones found on cameras. And now, here we have two additional small dots that will serve a purpose, allowing us to fully customize our shutter exactly to our preferences. We can choose to place it here if we want the shutter to be red, which truly adds a lovely touch. It screws on with ease, providing a very appealing look. Let's take a moment to review how it appears with this kit attached. We carefully put the cover on this way until it makes a slight click, ensuring it's securely in place. So you can see right here, we press this button and then turn the ring if we want to replace it with another ring. Later on, they will definitely sell some ND filters to help us better manage the lighting. But for now, we simply turn it until it clicks, ensuring it is perfectly aligned. Pay attention as we now place this grip as well, until it clicks into place and we maintain the safety. In this manner, you have probably noticed that the device intelligently detects it, and now we are ready to begin interacting with it. We can configure it in different ways, I'll tell you about that in the review, but for now, see how we can go about manipulating, for example, the zoom in a very detailed way so that you have more precision, very similar to what you would have in a dedicated camera experience, although yes, with a little delay, especially at the moment of manipulating the zoom. We are able to adjust the exposure compensation, as you may notice, and the button for video recording might also be beneficial in enhancing the overall experience. I don't know how to use this device as a camera. As I mentioned earlier, you have the option to tie this strap securely here in the corner of the grip. This way, you can hang the device, ensuring it won't fall off or anything like that happens. So, what are your thoughts on this experience? Would you consider hanging your cell phone in this manner, or do you feel it's too risky? Now, when it comes to video recording, it's important to note that it can reach up to 8K resolution at 30 frames per second. Additionally, we have all the lenses available, which is already quite amazing. Just be aware that if you begin recording, for instance, in 0.6x with that specific resolution, it won't actually perform the dynamic switching between the lenses. Instead, it will only allow for a limited zoom. However, it's already a significant advantage that it enables us to record in 8K with any of the lenses. Although, as I mentioned, we do not have the dynamic lens change feature, we will need to manually switch from one lens to another if we want to fully utilize that high resolution. What we are going to discover is that both cameras, including the front-facing one, can capture video in 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. The battery features a capacity of 6,000 milliamp hours and supports 90 watts for wire charging or 50 watts for wireless charging. Interestingly enough, the Chinese version actually had a capacity of 6,800 milliamp hours. So in this case, we noticed a very significant reduction in battery capacity. It's even smaller than the battery of its smaller sibling, which is quite peculiar. We are informed that due to battery shipping regulations and other factors, manufacturers opt to reduce the overall battery capacity. We would have loved to see the same capacity we see in China, but well, we'll have to make do. In software, we find HyperOS 3, many Xiaomi features and many updates. This runs on Android 16, so it comes updated from the factory, which is definitely a positive. Finally, for the performance theme, we will find 16 GB of RAM, 5112 or 1 TB of storage in UFS 4.1. The processor is the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, which is to be expected, making it extremely powerful. It's also paired with the Xiaomi 3D dual-channel ice loop cooling system to effectively manage heat. But let's take a closer look at the numbers. In Geekbench, we achieved 3,597 points in single-core and 10,661 points in multi-core, clearly showing that it really packs a lot of power. Meanwhile, in Antutu, it reached 3,03,130 points, which is absolutely impressive. However, it's important to note that it discharged 6% of the battery during the test. It seems that the battery might not be so well optimized, especially in these types of super intense high consumption tests. It appears the battery might not hold up very well in such scenarios. However, I would like to remind you that this has been just an initial look and unboxing of the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. We will have a more detailed video review coming up later with many more tests and all the details you are already familiar with. For now, we have come to the conclusion of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to let us know and we'll see you in the next one.